The last group I want to get in real quick here before we have our garden tour. And I'm so excited to have the New Mexico Public Education Department here because they represent all of us and we represent all of them. And we are connected, we are not separate. We are growing this work as one, and to be on the same page and to have the first ever outdoor learning program up at the New Mexico Public Education Department passed by Senate Bill 32, turned into House Bill 2. We have that program and we have representation of that program here today. Just so excited because that is the step to grow this, and I'm so pleased and honored to represent one of our outdoor learning specialists, Miss Vanessa Barella.
Hi everybody. I'm not going to actually say much. I am going to introduce you to our assistant director for math and science, but I am one of the outdoor learning specialists. Our other outdoor learning specialist is in the back somewhere. I saw her hiding. But there are two of us. We'll be around if you'd like to speak to us. And our assistant director is here. But we are the Outdoor Learning Initiative, and one thing, a way to think about this is the education we need for the world we want to move forward. So I'd like to introduce you to Trish Garrity.
Hello everybody. I'll be short and sweet, but I just wanted to first and foremost thank BENM and Wilson Middle School for having this event. I think it's really important to showcase all the amazing things that we're doing. And with that being said, I want it to be known that we want to know what you're doing. We want to be able to go out to your sites. We have opportunities to provide PD. Our outdoor learning specialist built an amazing Canvas course for beginning outdoor learning teachers or classrooms. So it's on the New Mexico PED website. So please look into that if you have colleagues that are more interested in learning how to get this started. One other thing I wanted to say real quick is the Green Ribbon Schools. I just wanted to promote that a little bit. This is one of the first years that PED is taking that on, and it's on our website also, but check it out. You can be recognized nationally for the great things that you're doing. I think the deadline to apply is February 9th, but please check it out and also let us know if you have any questions about that. We also have a special guest today. We have Amanda DeBell. She is our Deputy Secretary of Teaching, Learning, and Innovation. And as part of her role, she supports educator quality and curriculum, instruction and assessment. Community and charter schools, as well as struggling schools, fall under her purview. Ms. DeBell's career spans nearly 3 decades. She's been a teacher, dean, assistant principal, associate superintendent, as well as a curriculum designer, teacher, and principal mentor, and a lifelong learner. Through her diverse roles, she's continuously pushed for high-quality teaching and learning. Ms. DeBell has an unwavering commitment to shaping the future through education. In this role as Deputy Secretary of Education for Teaching, Learning, and Innovation, Ms. DeBell hopes to contribute to inspiring educators across the state to support learners in learner-centric environments and to demonstrate the dedication to the profession that all students deserve. So please welcome Deputy Secretary DeBell.
I don't need to spend much time. I think today I'm wearing my I Was Vida shirt. I had the distinct pleasure of getting to work with Ms. Salgado and several others from the South Valley schools when I served as principal at Rio Grande High School. And there was a huge outdoor learning push. And what we know is that now in this purview that I get to represent, is that we, no matter where we are standing on or at least very close to native lands, and we would not have been able to get this far in our world without sustainability and using the outdoors as who we are, how we sustain ourselves, and how we work in cooperation in order to survive. So I think now at the PED it is really important. We just talked about the Green Ribbon schools. We know too that with House Bill 2 that outdoor funding is something that is there now. We just need to figure out our ways to grow it, and I think with Senator Heinrich's work we can continue to do that, and others actually. So we already know, and I think that something that we've heard that really resonates with me today, so I am kind of thinking about this, is how we bring other types of funding together. Something that Cuba did not mention is that through the PED, Cuba is also what's called an innovation school. So they are using college and career readiness, CTE money, that is braided in with some of this money to help pay for some of the students who we got to hear. And so I'm so glad we got to hear from the kids today, because I have already heard them. And I know that they have lots of great things to say about their internship work. And so it's really about braiding funding. And I think something else for school folks to take back is to really think about that initiative for when people turn over, because it happens, that the work continues. And so thinking about how, when we are even at the basic level interviewing teachers, really making sure that they link on to the fact that they will have an outdoor learning expectation when they become a part of your school. As we are interviewing new principals for our school, are they the right fit as a principal because they believe in the work of outdoor learning and figuring out that it is not necessarily a garden, it is not necessarily an outdoor space, it is whatever a community feels that it needs in order to move the classroom outside. And that can be very diverse. I think where we see the most success is where there are all of those options created, but you have to think about the capacity and you have to think about how you can sustain it and fund it moving forward. So really take that back as something that community schools, Cuba talked about them being a community school. Community schools have a vital role in looking at how this work gets sustained as well, because it speaks to the work that needs to be done. So we all are in this, we're all in this together. We want you to know that this year we have, along with our science and math and science department, we have our 2 outdoor learning specialists, one who can really help be a thought partner for schools around the math and science STEM component, and our other person can really serve how outdoor learning can be infused into the humanities, so language arts and social studies, thinking about that. And so we also know that in 2023 we were able to fund what we thought was only going to serve about 3,000 kids, and it turned out to be that we served about 10,000 kids. This year, what the funding is for is really looking at about 3,600 kids. So we know that we're going to have the opportunity to serve 12,000 kids if we continue that same model. So we want you to continue to be creative. Use our folks at PED, that's what we're there for, to think about how you can really maximize the resources that are there. And I think that the most important thing is that people just need to continue to come together here to push forward and continue this work. I believe in it. I think that the secretary who sends his regards for not being here today believes in it as well. So let's go out and see the gardens.